On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning, Kevin Durant. You should have left California.
This bronsexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised that the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh yeah, it's showtime. It's showtime. It's showtime. And everything is coming together slowly. And I do. Ow! My next two words to you, my friend, are cover me.
Shoot. Well, how you doing? Welcome to the Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson show. I am Cole Johnson. You just saw my other partner there, who is one Mr. Brian Snow, a.k.a. Snowman, the founder of the Snowman in the Morning canon. And, well, let's get right down to it, shall we? Whip around, please. We start with New York. No, we'll get to the Pinstripers in a minute. No, we talk about the team in Queens. The owner of that team, Steve Cohen, he's looking at the team that he paid for. He hates it. And 1 month shy of the trade deadline, he's saying, okay, I'm going to be a seller. So the owner didn't hold back when he talked about his team's recent woes. He called it frustrating time for the team. And if things don't get better, and I doubt will, decisions will have to be made at the trading deadline because he said, quote, we're not playing well. I don't care if we're 16 and a half, 14 and a half, or 8 and a half, whatever. It's terrible, okay? That's not what I expected. Close quote. Well, sir, that's not what your Bucks expected either. And it is a disappointing, I guess you could say, follow-up to a season where you won 101 games. But cheer up, Steve. Things can get better from here. Basically say 2023 sucked for you. The Brewers, well, baseball pitcher Trevor Bauer, he dropped his defamation lawsuit against The Athletic as part of the agreement in which the sports website posted a clarification this past week to an article about him from 2021. Now, the article originated on June 30th of that year, and it covered allegations made against him by a San Diego woman who engaged in sexual encounters with him at his home in Pasadena that year. The woman alleged that he went too far with their rough sex and assaulted her, leading her to the hospital in May of 2021 when she was diagnosed with an acute head injury and assault by manual strangulation.
Okay.
Now, the Athletic claimed that they didn't intend to state nor imply that the woman suffered a fractured skull, and that was the clarification.
Whom are we talking about? Which organization are we talking about?
Well, actually, we're talking about Trevor Bauer, and he dropped the lawsuit.
I'm talking about The Athletic.
Yeah, he dropped the lawsuit on The Athletic.
Mm-hmm. Damn, you're good. I love you for that.
I know.
Good morning. You're inside the Tripped Out Totally Deets Big Dog Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Thank you to my partner, Cole Johnson, for covering me for a few minutes while I had to get my set straight. What's next on the docket?
All right, this is what's next. Shout out to Ryan McCarthy, who on Cole Sports dropped that breaking news, but I already had it prepared. And that is Tennessee State University. They're going to become the first historically black college university to field a collegiate ice hockey team. Now, the school revealed this yesterday ahead of the 2023 NHL draft, which, of course, took place in Nashville. Now, the historic feat has been a collective effort. Part of it has been actually the relationship that TSU had, Tennessee State has with the Predators, the Nashville Predators, and the burgeoning relationship that they seem to be having with the NCAA, because they're hoping that this squad could actually become a Division I team, and they want to have a face-off as soon as 2024.
I will make the same plea that I did yesterday. I want a shot at calling their games.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
I want a shot at call. I want to be a combination of Jim Durham, Bob Wischusen, and Chris Fowler. Meaning, I travel across the country.
Wow.
I call games. First name that came to mind.
Well, I mean, he's extremely diverse. That's why I was like, wow, that's
always okay. That's always been my mark. That's always been me being diverse at what I do.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to New York. Domingo Germán for the Yankees tossed the first perfect game since 2012, when two of the three perfect games tossed that year were tossed in Seattle. History lesson coming later today. Domingo Germán and the New York Yankees shut out the Oakland A's by a count of 11-0. And to borrow from the great John Sterling, Yankees win. The Yankees win.
And winning is us, because that concludes today's Whip Around.
A break for me to adjust my settings, and when we get back, Rob Manfred opens the mouth, inserts the foot. Back after this.
Dummy.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Hey everybody, Brian Snow here. Want to do some afternoon sports talk with me and be interactive? Also meet some great guests from every walk of life? Then tune in to The Brian Snow Show on CSTV and CSTVnow.com. Weekdays at 2 p.m. Come on aboard and enjoy the ride.
PK Tire Pros, your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon to see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, We never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
The following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
So why are we not surprised that he feels that way?
I don't know. He only says it once or twice
a day.
Yeah.
Or in
Back
your
at
case, the fabulous mentality, once or twice an episode.
Yeah, definitely. Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. I am Cole Johnson. I'm joined by Snowman. Hopefully the technical difficulties have ironed itself out, but
we're good.
A place where I believe technical difficulties are about to continue is Major League Baseball. And why do I say that? Well, I simply say it because the
Rob
idiot
Manfred.
running the show, the caretaker of the sport, Rob Manfred, is so obsessed with wanting to pass the game overseas, he's wanting to crap on the regular season. Why do I say that? Because he's entertaining actually shaving the games in the regular season from 162 to 154. And why? Because he wants to carve in time where teams could go overseas and play in the regular season.
What?
He wants to absolutely disrupt the regular season.
What?
He wants to basically pull down his pants and do a dump on it.
What?
He wants to throw fingers at all of us and say the regular season really doesn't matter, but the fans overseas does, in disrupting the flow of the regular season.
You fired!
And this is on the heels of him saying to Time magazine last week, quote,
"Oh dear.
You know, of all the things I've done in Major League Baseball in my time as commissioner, I regret the decision that I made following the sign stealing scandal with the Houston Astros." Close quote. Whatever you want to say, go ahead.
Dear me. Dear me.
I would love to say this is a joke.
I know you can't say this is a joke because I read it. I know you can't say I know you can't say this is a joke because you sent me the evidence. I know doggone well you can't say this is a joke because who are we talking about here?
Right.
And now this message, stupid university.
So I realized that I think even though it's not advertised,
Right.
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it. It's like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, get all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates magna cum stupid. Now batting, the man who is waking up in the afterglow of a Yankees pitcher pitching a perfect game. Number 420, Wise El Jefe. Number 420. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Well, you have come across a time, sir. We're talking about Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, stepping in it yet again, saying that he wants to reduce the regular season from 162 to 154 games to slot in things such as the London series. And this is on the heels of him basically regretting how he punished the Astros. And he said that in Time magazine last week.
Yes, we've discussed this. Yes. I listen, baseball is fine. Leave the 162 games. You're already doing a lot with these time clocks and why is it important that we do these London games?
Now you see, ladies and gentlemen, why I love to have my tag team partner for mentality. He is saying things I don't even have to say. That's exactly how I think.
And
I don't understand. I get it. You want to grow baseball. Fine. I understand you want to grow it.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Totally get that, but you don't need to put games overseas. This is something that we all said, and I said yesterday during the afternoon. What Wise is saying now: leave the schedule alone.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with the schedule. You've been doing this for 62 years. What's wrong with it?
Bro, Japanese baseball has thrived and grown. It's huge over there.
Yes.
What does base? This is again an American business feeling that they have to stick their nose in something
and somewhere.
Oh,
that it doesn't belong.
Cook, bro. Yes.
Give him the camera.
No. I'm just saying. I'm just explaining myself that there's no need to go like South Korea. They're playing some great baseball. Japan.
Yeah.
All these there's places that they're playing some great baseball.
Yeah.
And a lot of Americans have opportunities to go play over there. So why is it that we have to push it in London? Why is it a big thing? If the English are going to love baseball, they're going to love baseball. If they're not, they're not. Invest money over there, I get it. But why change the dynamics of the game because you want to implement something new and have a London series?
Right.
Now you're trying to be a lot like the NFL.
Yeah. And speaking along this
and you
Ryan,
just triggered Ryan McCoffey saying that.
A slight correction with that. Manfred's not really trying to copy Goodell as much. He's trying to copy Pete Rozelle, because remember, the thought of expanding the NFL overseas started with him as commissioner.
And there were some experimental games as early as '86 and '87 overseas.
Well, NFL Europe was
because of that. That's the NFL was born, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so. But it's like he's trying to combine that with the talks of the NBA doing something just as ridiculous and saying, I'm sorry, when Adam Silver came out of his mouth beginning of last season saying, quote, we're going to entertain dropping 82 games to 78, and we're going to have a mid-season tournament. Close quote.
And now a selection from the Wonderberry Choir entitled Today's Commissioners Are Freaking Stupid.
It makes no sense to why, like, that made no sense to me. Why have an in-season tournament? What's the purpose of it? What do the fan gain from this? Was it trying to drum up excitement for the NBA? No, because we want you to get through the regular season and get us to the playoffs already.
Right.
So in-season tournament is not gonna. No, that's what does that prove? So who's going to actually play in this tournament? I want to know who's going to actually play in this tournament. Is it the top 10 teams? The top 5 teams? What is it?
And then he actually said that there was going to be some financial incentive with the players, that the winners would get an extra, I don't know how many per player, but it was some number close to 6 figures. And I'm saying, really? Is the sport hurting that bad? You got to put in a mid-season tournament. In fact, I don't think it is, but why?
bro, they're making money
Hand over
off
fist.
off of the showing the draft. How
Yes.
much money? How much money they made just selling the rights to the draft to someone?
I. That,
Now you're making money off of players who haven't even been into the league yet. They're just getting drafted, but people are tuning in because they want to see who their team is drafting.
yeah. 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 They're hooked. They're literally are hooked onto who is coming to their team, as a fan should be. But I'm like, why would you want to taint something that actually works for you? It's almost sounds. I'm waiting for the NFL to say something ridiculous like, okay, well, in the month of November, we're going to just simply scrap how the regular season goes, and we're going to have a round robin that where it leads up to a championship game on Thanksgiving. Come on, really? That's how ridiculous it sounds.
To me, it would be, the only thing I could think of that would probably drum up excitement is how the NHL does the outdoor games where certain teams play in the outdoor, and that to me is entertaining. That's like bringing it back to when you're a little kid and you're out when you're skating outside, and you're so if the NBA was to do something like maybe go to Rutgers and have a game, I'm just saying, or something similar to that, maybe. But what is the real benefit of the in season game, like in season tournament? The WNBA is doing that now with their Governor's Cup.
Yeah.
Is that what they're trying to do? Something similar to that?
It might be. It might be they're doing something similar to that. And this might be something they do in lieu of the All-Star game. I don't know, but I'm glad you pointed out the Winter Classic. This is what makes it brilliant. You bring the nostalgia back for hockey fans, especially purists who grew up there, playing on iced up lakes and other rinks. But it doesn't interrupt the flow of the regular season.
No,
it actually enhances it. Now, that is what you're supposed to do. If you're going to do something to enhance the regular season, do things like that.
Yes.
Are we talking about the Winter Classic or?
Yes, Winter Classic.
Went to the one in 09 at Raggedy Field with the Detroit Red Wings and the Chicago Blackhawks. And like y'all said, it doesn't interrupt the flow of the season. They match up teams that actually have bearing in the standings, like at the time the Red Wings and the Blackhawks did when they were competing for the Central Division. And of course, and then it expanded with the Stadium Series. And again, the Stadium Series involves matchups. I went to the one in 14 at Soldier Field. It involves matchups involving teams that actually matter. And I mean that in terms of standings. I mean that in terms of a playoff push. Because I believe next year's Stadium Series plays MetLife Stadium.
Yes,
2 of them.
I think it is.
2 of them.
See, that's how successful it's gotten. Because now they're playing 2 of those games instead of 1, and that is how you're supposed to enhance the regular season. Get ideas where you'd say, what could make the in season experience even better, and it doesn't interrupt the flow of the season. That doesn't. In fact, the moment I saw that, the moment I saw, oh wow, so they're gonna have an open air hockey game,
and damn the weather,
forget the weather. Forget the weather. We're gonna host this thing outside and actually put it in stadiums. The moment I heard that, I was like, that is a stroke of genius,
and it's worked. It's worked, especially with them having it in baseball stadiums. You know, Fenway Park, Wrigley Field, Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia,
Citi Field
in New York. It's a stroke of genius. And then the Stadium Series morphed from that, and the Stadium Series has gone And I
Oh
mean
yeah,
this with all the love in the world. It's gone overboard, but as you said, gentlemen, it works.
yeah,
People attended. These stadium series are packed.
yeah.
Because again, it brings you back to those days when some of these players were kids on the ice, on ponds, on in a lot of communities that they grew up in, and so
The
it,
game
it
I
really
went
changed the dynamic. And find something in season that, like you said, doesn't interrupt the flow of the season.
right.
Right.
And I get it, fine, but just so you could drum up more money, because this is what it's all about.
That's what it is.
It,
That's
it,
what
at
exactly
the
what
end
it
of the day,
is.
that's what
Drumming
it
up
is.
Yes.
more money.
1 to the 100.
Mhm.
Yes. And the thing is, the money would be short, in my opinion, because I don't think they're gonna receive the windfall of the bag that they think these
Especially with
tournaments or these interruptions in seasons that really doesn't make sense, and you're gonna cut short the regular season makes for them.
especially with some of the matchups they choose. Cubs,
And,
Cardinals.
and which matchups are going to choose? What teams are going to be represented? I
Yeah.
want to know what teams are going to be represented.
Well,
Right?
like,
Is
well,
it
this,
gonna-
well, well,
is it going
this
to be
year,
the Lakers, Knicks? Is it going to be the major city franchises? Is it going to be up and coming teams? How are we going to do it?
Is it going to involve the current world champions in the league?
who knows with silver?
Let's take
Who
a
knows with
break.
silver?
Let's take a break. We'll finish this and we'll finish this part of the discussion when we come back in 2 minutes, and then we'll get totally deets back after this.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Hey everybody, Brian Snow here. Want to do some afternoon sports talk with me and be interactive? Also meet some great guests from every walk of life? Then tune in to the Brian Snow Show on CSTV and CSTVnow.com. Weekdays at 2 p.m. Come on aboard and enjoy the ride.
PK Tire Pro is your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon to see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
Cause we take this job so serious.
The is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
As you see, the Mentality team is back together. I'm Cole Johnson. Snowman will join us momentarily. And we are waiting for Totally Deets with Chris Deets, as he normally comes at the bottom of hour number 1 every Thursday. We were actually talking about interruptions in the regular season in terms of professional sports. But before we continue the conversation, let's greet the fam at the Fanatics Feedback Zone. Mitch Kofsky, what's up, brother? Good morning to you. I'm glad that you're here again. Sit back, drink, and enjoy this coverage that we're giving you. And we love to have you. Ryan McCarthy of No Credentials Required. He says, "Good day, Snow Crew." The most underrated part of the NBA on CBS theme, which normally Mr. Snow likes to play before broadcasts, is clearly the bongo player. He's playing the heck out of those things. Yes, yes, yes. The big dog, Shane Lake, the super producer, is in the
Big
building.
dog, what up?
And we're going to have some fun today. He will join us in hour number 2. Ryan, again, he says, look, the beginning of Snowman in the Morning is brought to you by the letter C, M, and A, as in cover me arse. Oh, my gosh. Really? Really? So you're gonna bring your Irishness out of you now, huh? Okay, so so your Invader Coffee must be spiked with something today. Gotcha.
Good show with him and Drew, by the way.
Wonderful show of in and out sports debate.
Yes.
So Toba Media's own Drew Willingham, wonderful host.
Hey, Willie, what up? Shout out.
And yes, and Ryan, you did a great job on that show Tuesday night. Sig Diggy with his vintage greeting. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Good afternoon to you, sir. He joins us all the way from Norway. He says, Amber Alert. Ben Simmons was just seen at the offices of Bum Leg Orthopedics. He was seen trying out some of their products and discussing a possible endorsement deal. Meanwhile, Anthony Davis was in those same offices screaming, "Oh my leg! Oh my leg! Oh my leg! Oh my leg!"
And we're surprised why.
Exactly. Shane says, history lesson coming when he hops on for hour number 2. Vikala. Or VLOC83. He says, look, I know Wise was enjoying talking about the perfect game. Yes. And the same with McCoffey, as he says, I'm Ryan McCoffey, and I approve that message, along with the F Boston as well.
Speaking of the game, we now have our call.
The last pitch.
Okay. It's presented by Cricket Wireless, the official wireless carrier of Snowman Multimedia. This is courtesy of WCBS 880 in New York, and the video that you're about to see is a courtesy of the Yes Network.
Now ball to third. Donaldson's up with it. He throws to first. Domingo Germán has pitched a perfect game. For the 4th time in the history of the New York Yankees, perfection attained. Germán being mobbed at home plate.
Now, piece of trivia. 2012 was the last time a perfect game was pitched. 2 of them occurred in the same city. Your 2-part question. Who threw them and what was the city?
I know one of them, so I can't answer that question.
King
the
Phillips
big dog. Yeah, that's one of them that I know. Shane says, bring back Bud Selig. Now, if you join me, if you listen to my latest episode on Cold Sports, I actually said that very same thing. I said, I'd rather Bud Selig be the commissioner of baseball than Rod Manfred. And Selig was absolutely horrible. That is how bad of a job Rob Manfred is doing.
Bartlett Giovanni, anyone?
Heck, even Peter Uberoth. But I mean, I prefaced it. I said, look, I'm an Astros fan. Yes, I understand the decision actually made my team benefit more from it. Even with that being said, he screwed the pooch with it. He just did. Ryan says, look, Manfred is trying to copycat the Gale and get those overseas dollars. He sort of picked up the ball, like I was saying, he sort of picked up the ball that Roselle dropped when he did it in the mid-'80s. And he pushed it hard, and you would think it was him that was pushing it. So, yeah, I can see why you would think it's Goodell. I had to double back with that one. 6 says, look, this dumping on the MLB regular season is not brought to you by Clearwater Laxatives. When things get muddy, Clearwater is still your buddy. Shane says, look, this ain't a joke. This is a downright nightmare. Oh, Playmaker. What's up, man? I'll be joining him. I'll be joining him later on today. He says, hip hop hooray. Oh, hip hip hooray.
What y'all doing later on today?
Hooray. Hip hip hooray. We're going to be actually talking about WNBA on the
game, the big matchup tonight. The big matchup tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And old Snowman will have the play-by-play call inside the Snowman Broadcast Center, 9:50 for pregame, 10 o'clock tip from Las Vegas.
I just hope you don't. Hope you are alive and awake by the time we roll tomorrow morning. Shane says hello to you, Mr. Wise El Jefe.
What's up, big dog?
Ryan, he says, good morning, Alberto, be sure.
Mr. McCoffey, what's going on? Yeah, I might be going up that way next week sometime, so we definitely got to link up.
I can tell you how I feel about you now.
I might go see Poppy J. He's in Albany right now, so I might just head out there for a couple of days.
Cole, shut up. You put that. You're bringing me back to my high school days. Quit it.
Yeah, it brings me back to high school too. When I see the Yankees.
I've been saying that about the Yankees the last few weeks, man. They just can't score no runs.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny because they mentioned the other three. So it's been Don Larson, David Cone, David Wells, and now Domingo Germán. D. Or everybody's name with the letter D.
And he redeemed himself from having some issues earlier in the year.
Can anybody remember? Can anybody answer the trivia question I posed?
Well, we said Felix Hernandez. That's one.
Felix Hernandez is one. The other one, Philip Umber, Chicago White Sox.
Huh.
And the city, Seattle.
Of course, you would ask. Of course, you would ask with the White Sox as an answer.
I didn't know it was going on because I was scheduled to do 2 high school games in Gary, Indiana, with my buddy Mark Farina, and we just happened to catch that when we were getting set up. And let me turn this on. Mark turns to me and says, "Do you know Philip Umber's tossing a perfect game?" And by that time, it was in the 8th inning. So I found the radio feed. Will you shut up?
That's what you get for doing that off the rails part for me.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying?
No lie can't be found.
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 I was doing that. I was doing that to get back at you for the off the rails bit.
Well,
ain't no lie to be found there.
In case y'all missed it yesterday, I'll edit it today. Cole took us to church. The pastor shows up, and yours truly showed out. We had so much fun with that segment yesterday, and I watched it again. And Jody watched part of it with me this morning, as she was getting ready for work, and she caught the part where you said, "Excuse me, 1 second," and she just turned and looked at me and said, "Mister, what did you do?" I said, "Watch." Had her cracking up when she walked out the door.
Good.
And why? Congrats to your Yankees and Domingo Germán for the perfect game last night.
Yeah, and congrats to Oakland. I'm proud that you actually decided to have do another reverse boycott last night, because that's the loudest that stadium has been all year long. Not granted, most of the stadium was probably full of Yankees fans, but that doesn't matter.
Probably like 75% full of Yankee fans, but
let me take y'all back a bit. That's the loudest that stadium has been since 1990.
When they went to the World Series. Wow. Okay.
And got swept by the Cincinnati Reds.
Sid, I agree with you. He said baseball will not replace the appeal of cricket. Yeah.
No, it won't.
That's why I'm like, okay, so you're happy that the game sold out. The game's sold out. But I'm like, no, they like cricket. Baseball is like, oh, that's something that those peons across the pond like to play, and they
play cricket. They can't figure out cricket, so hey, they made their own game.
Yeah, And Shane agrees with you. He says, "Look, baseball can't even replace the popularity of that, nor F1, the soccer league in UK either." Yeah, I agree.
And
I
we got a
agree.
lot to talk about with the big dog, Shane Lake,
Yes, we
during
do.
hour two.
Yeah, we
Speaking of
do.
which, we got someone waiting for us in the green room.
Yes, we do. Oh, we
Yo,
do.
actually, he just dropped. Sorry about that.
Yeah. No, he'll come back. Let me see which one I want to go. Oh yeah, Shane. He says, "Wait, what? Mid-season tourney? What? Yes, yes. The NBA, and this has been actually it talks about in their next collective bargaining agreement. Yeah, sort of as an incentive to the players, the owners are sliding a mid-season tournament in as a talking point as to what they could do going forward. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's absolutely ridiculous.
I'm thinking to myself the way Stone Cold does.
Yeah. Yes. It's perfect. Victor, he says his official good morning. It says, "Good morning to the Kingpin, the EP extraordinaire, and the Bizarro Wise LFA." Ryan, who is an extremely knowledgeable hockey enthusiast, he says, "Look, the Winter Classic and Stadium Series are brilliant. One of the moves, actually to me, the move that Gary Bettman has made that has been the biggest positive for the NHL.
And the move that saved the NHL, if you think about it.
I think ultimately it did save the NHL. Yeah, I would say that. I would say that
it was a move that saved the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
You know, developing the Winter Classic and then developing the Stadium Series, because now you have fans, myself included, anticipating when and where that next Stadium Series game is, and then you have fans flying in from different parts of North America to be there,
to play there. Yeah, to watch it. Yeah, and Ryan mentioned some of those games for next year. He says it'll be the Rangers Islanders on February 16th, and then the next day the Devils and Flyers at MetLife Stadium. So I'm like,
I think that game with the Rangers Islanders, I believe it's the Rangers who sacrificed a home game, and the Islanders are going to be the home team. I believe that to be true, Ryan. If you would look that up for me, please. I believe that to be true. That the Rangers, both teams, as y'all know, are in the area, but I think it's the Rangers who sacrificed a home game because
they sacrificed a home game, but the Islanders are the home team.
That don't make sense. That won't make sense then.
No, that wouldn't make sense.
It's something to do. It's something to do with MSG. I can't remember it offhand.
Well, but then that would make the Rangers the home team.
They would make the Rangers the home team. Yeah, since they're sacrificing a home game.
They're giving up a home game.
Yeah.
Why don't I just look? I think y'all are right. It's got something to do with their agreement with MSG.
Probably it might be. It might. Well, I don't think they would do it in a lieu of a concert. Probably if the Knicks are playing, maybe. But yeah, yeah. If that's a sacrifice of the Rangers, then I would think the Rangers would be the home team.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a look and see if I think I'm wrong on this one, but I'm trying to look up who's going to be the home team in that game. Ryan, if you could dig in and look that up, please, and correct me, because I think I got a couple. The Rangers are on the road for that game. I thought I read something about that.
The Rangers are on the road, but they wouldn't sacrifice a home game. That's the thing.
Yeah, that part I may have gotten wrong. So I apologize to hockey fans for getting that wrong.
Yeah, that'd be the Islanders sacrificing a home game, which that I could see.
Right, it's the Islanders that would sacrifice a home game. Y'all are right.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. A black man talking hockey?
I know.
Wait. Did it wrong.
Do it again. Take two.
A black men talking hockey. Black men talking knowledgeable hockey. And Victor and I had so much fun yesterday because I had mentioned the Blackhawks and Pat Foley being their longtime voice and John Weideman being their current radio voice. And Victor's like just went through this list, talking hockey, knowing hockey, remembering a score, and remembering the day I got into it. Well, yeah, I remember all of that. Speaking of Pat Foley, here's another call of the day presented by Cricket.
Under the shot, he scores! Hawks win! Hawks win! Darryl Sutter!
That was 1985 at the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. Game 6 of that series, I believe it was, and it was a double overtime win, with the Hawks winning 4-3.
All right. Now I can actually
he dropped again. Doggone it.
Well, I guess not.
We got technical difficulties all over the place. You know what happened? I flipped studios. I changed studios. I'm in the bigger one now here in the house, and I was on a roll too. I was getting ready to do my call of the Yankees and A's, and one very important thing happened. I fell asleep.
That'll do it.
I took my medicine. I took my nighttime medicine, which included gabapentin for my neuropathy, and the next thing I know, I was out cold. And oh man, I was out. And the next thing I knew, it was like 4:30. It was like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. I went back to sleep, and then my wife's alarm went off.
Well, you had a productive night.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I was scrambling this morning. Because when she left, I fell asleep again. It was one of those where my body crashed, and I tried to rebel against it, and my body wasn't having it.
Of course it wasn't.
My body wasn't having it. 54 after the hour. We're coming up on our final break of the hour. Hour 2 with the big dog Shane Lake coming up next. Let me say hello to Cole. You and I talked about this yesterday. Let me say hello to those of you on WIRUDB in my hometown of Chicago, as we are now live on that station, and I couldn't be happier. And a shout to those of you on WQEE 99.1 FM down in Atlanta. We got some stuff to do to make this show even better. And a shout to those of you on BS3 TV and CSTV for viewing us. Let's take our final break. And when we come back, we'll get you ready for hour 2 of this spectacular. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you talk and they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away, that outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground, and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCoffey now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jay.
Well, I know he's only in his 3rd year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2,
the hardest working content creator I know, the playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2,
the one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2, Sam Shady.
Oh, man. It's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2, that's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2, Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, this game! Oh, way to go, Sammy!
Hour 2, was El Jefe.
Oh man, I thought I missed it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now. Let me make a correction. No one punished USC for playing except Utah when they beat them up in Las Vegas. This is hour 2. That's Cole Johnson. Wise El Jefe. I'm the Snowman here as we are right at the top of the hour. And speaking of the top of the hour, I am pleased, honored, and thrilled to welcome one of my best friends in life and in broadcasting. Here's the big dog, Shane Lake, and he joins us right now. What's up, big dog? Good to have you.
What's up, fellas?
What's going on,
What's up,
big dog?
Shane? It's good to see you, man.
Man. I've known this man a decade, and he's been there with me through any and everything, ups, downs, and all that, just like Cole Wise and Cool McCain, who's standing by, has. But when I was living in LaPorte and everything went sideways, when I was being stalked, he was like my first call every day. Because Shane, you remember, I called the LaPorte police to tell them that this you-know-what was
all too well, man. All too well.
Yes. I called the LaPorte police to tell them this you-know-what was stalking me, and they laughed in my face, which sent me into a horrid tailspin.
Wow.
And Shane was right there coaching me up, saying, man, go home, put your studio together, and put your headphones on. Go be in your happy place. Well, I thank you for that advice.
Well, to probably greet the 2 gentlemen that's on the screen.
The following is a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe.
Boston.
This has been a public service announcement from Wise El Jefe. The following is a public service announcement from David 3000.
Yankees suck.
This has been a public service announcement from David 3000.
Now everyone's been properly greeted.
Yes.
Shane, you threw something at me yesterday about a race being in Chicago, and it's and it was designed from
from iRacing. Talk to us about that.
A couple years ago during what we all know as the world shutdown, iRacing and NASCAR were trying to figure out new ways to do things. And somewhere along the lines, they decided to come up with the idea of, well, why don't we try to make a track in Chicago that's different? So they got together, took some scans of the city, and next thing you know, we got cars blasting up and down the streets of Chicago. And the thing about that is, now we got it for real on the same layout. So this weekend, 4th of July weekend, what better way to celebrate it than in the Windy City, throwing down the first time NASCAR Cup cars have ever been on a street circuit. Why not do it in the Windy City, one of the biggest markets out there?
And understand, y'all, most of the racing that was in Chicago took place in Joliet, which is 40 minutes south of Chicago. This time it is in the city. And I'm waiting to see how they play the logistics out on that. You had a chance to take a peek at what's going on there as they prep for this race. What are some of the logistical pluses and minuses that they've had to do putting it on the streets of Chicago?
Well, besides the fact of shutting down most of the streets, including around the Fountain area and a lot of the connecting streets in the area, they've also got to worry about the fact of the bumps all over the streets. Obviously, street racing, you're going to end up incurring bumps that are going to upset the car. iRacing just had their Coke Series event this past Tuesday from the city streets. And the one thing that people noticed were these things are not stable to drive at all. So they need to realize that they're going to have to set up a softer suspension to absorb everything. And then it's also the fact of where pit road is, it's so tight coming off of turn 12, which is leading to back down on, I believe, South Boulevard or somewhere in that area. It's going to be a really tight entrance getting on there. So besides tight entrances, tight exits, it's going to be one of those crazy things where for the first time we get to really see what these cars are made of.
You've done iRacing for as long as I've known you. You've described everything that you go through, even doing sim racing, and now this one's going to be live in the Windy City. How do you think the fans are going to? I have my thoughts on how I think the fans of Chicago are going to receive it, being a resident of Chicago for many years. How do you think the fans of Chicago, the ones who really dig into racing, are going to receive this?
Well, if this past Tuesday was any indication, because iRacing Coke driver Matt Busa was actually over at Navy Pier doing the iRacing event live with a hookup. It was well received there alone. So I got a feeling the stands are going to be packed come Sunday. It's going to be really well received. I'm pretty sure of that.
The fans love their racing. As I said, most of it took place down in Joliet. You know, I think this is the first one that will take place in Chicago, and I mean in the city, in the city. You're talking about the entrances and the exits. What are some of the other nightmares that racers will see going through the streets of Chicago?
Going over the bridge, there's a couple of bumps leading into turn 11 that's going to upset the car. Turn 1, it's going to funnel down into at least 2 wide action, maybe just single groove. So as wide as the street is, you can probably get 4 or 5 cars funneling down into one. That's going to be tight beyond belief. Short straightaways connecting a lot of the turns from turn 2 to turns 4. And then you got the long sweeping left-hander on the back section of the track that leads into turn 9, 10, and 11. That's going to also be chaos because it's going to upset the car one way, then you got to flip it quickly over to the right. It's going to end up being a headache for a lot of these guys setup-wise. You're not going to know what gear. You're really not going to know what gear you're going to want.
NASCAR Chicago Street Race this weekend. The race is Sunday, July 2nd through downtown Chicago. You mentioned Buckingham Fountain, the Magnificent Mile, and all the fans that are going to be there. What's the seating going to be like for this weekend race?
As far as I know, there's going to be a lot of setup over by the front stretch. I think they're going to have bits and pieces throughout the. I think it was 2 through 4, 2 through 5, and then probably on the back section leading into the front stretch. So probably 9, 10, 11, and 12 will probably have some seating as well. But you're going to see a lot of people using the area around the fountain. They actually, Parker Klingerman this weekend made mention that they're actually using the fountain area as the midway. So there's going to be a lot of people mulling around there as well. So it's going to be set up almost full on like an event through the racing, because they've also got concerts going on with Chainsmokers, with a few other bands that are showing up for the weekend. So they've turned this into a full-blown party.
It's the NASCAR Cup Series in Grant Park. 4:30 is your flag time for the race to begin. As mentioned, this is the inaugural Grant Park 220. So there's so much that they can learn from this, from start to checkered flag and all through downtown Chicago. I think it's going to be great. It's just, like I said, this is the inaugural race, and whenever you have the inaugural something, we talked about the Winter Classic and the Winter Classic in hockey. We had women's basketball back in the day play on a Navy ship and play outside at Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. Whenever you have the inaugural something, there's going to be some nightmares with it, but I think this can be. I really think, speaking as a Chicago resident, this can be a big success if this is planned and executed properly.
That's going to be the key, is if they can get this done properly. I mean, NASCAR went so far as to even put mufflers on the cars for this event because of how confined it's going to be on the streets, cut down the noise factor so that way it's a little bit more family friendly, a little bit more, easier on the ears. This is the second time they've actually been running the mufflers. The first time they did it was on another track that was designed by iRacing, the LA Coliseum course, which is now inside USC and that big old stadium in California.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the race. I'm looking at the race course now, and I'm seeing where all the pits are. And these are streets that are very, very familiar with me. One thing I have to ask, and I have to ask you, and I'm taking this back to the days where I played pole position and TX1 and turbo, and this is what this track reminds me of. A lot of anybody who's played pole position remembers the Suzuka track and the Seaside track. That's pole position too. Doesn't it? And I'm making this comparison for a reason, because you mentioned the turns. Doesn't this remind you of either of those two tracks?
Honestly, if I'm going to equate it to modern day tracks, you're looking at places like Monaco. You're looking at places like Long Beach, St. Petersburg for the Indy cars, or, places like that. It reminds me a lot more of those concrete jungles than anything else. Monaco, especially with just how tight it is, because Monaco, you're lucky to get two cars down through there just normally, let alone trying to go 3 or 4 wide. At least on the front straightaway, you can actually have accessibility to fan out and try to get passes going. But the problem is how tight the braking zones are.
And this is a 100-mile race. This is a 100-mile race through the streets of Chicago. All the pits are set up. There's one point. Let's talk about that. There's one point where everyone's going to have to pit up and get refueled and everything. What if a couple cars come in at the same time? What is that a crash waiting to happen? Did they set something up where that can be avoided?
Everyone's going to have to be on their toes, especially coming out of turn 12, because if you look where the exit of turn 12 is, look where pit lane entrance is, that's going to be chaotic. We saw that in the iRacing event back on Tuesday, where one guy almost ended up hitting the barrels off of pit road because of how quick pit road comes up off of turn 12.
Right.
That's going to be chaos, especially late in the game, because Cup cars are only getting roughly 4 miles to the gallon. So you're looking at 2 pit stops this race.
Yeah.
It's going to get chaotic, especially with strategy.
I mean, it's good to see the race be in the city, in downtown Chicago, first of all. Second of all, with every part of the race, you're going to see the iconic skyline. But like you said, there's so much for the racers to concentrate on in terms of this race. And there are a couple of hairpin turns going up and down straight a State Street where they're circling and infield. Is that going to be a dangerous part of the run?
If you're trying to get by somebody late, you're not going to care how dangerous it is. You got to do what you got to do. But early on, you're going to see a lot of guys be taking it easy, at least through the first stint of the race, easily. Maybe towards the end of the second one, You get a late caution, obviously everyone's going for broke, but I think until you get down to about 20, 25 laps left, you're going to have a lot of people just keeping their eyes on things.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Switch to, you know what? Let's take an early break. We're going to switch to hockey and then we'll welcome another guest. The big dog Shane Lake hanging out with us this morning. Back in a minute.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Hey everybody, Brian Snow here. Want to do some afternoon sports talk with me and be interactive? Also meet some great guests from every walk of life? Then tune in to The Brian Snow Show on CSTV and CSTVnow.com. Weekdays at 2 p.m. Come on aboard and enjoy the ride.
PK Tire Pro is your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon to see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
Cause we take this job so serious.
The is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Forgot to hit the button. Welcome back. Snowman here. Big dog Shane Lake hanging out with us, and someone else wants to hang out with us. We're going to talk a little NBA, talk a little Seattle Kraken hosting the Winter Classic. But first, let me do this. One and only Cool McCain joins us. Fly Eagles fly, as I love greeting them. How are you, sir?
Gentlemen, how's it going this morning?
I didn't do this properly. Hang on a minute. See, along with that greeting for Cool McCain for the NFC, this has to follow. Let's hear it.
EAGLES, Eagles.
Oh man, down in Charlotte, North Carolina, Cool McCain joins us. The big dog Shane Lake joins us. You know, I shouldn't go off the board because I got the slate in front of me, but I'm going to go off the board anyway. Let me talk to Cool McCain for a minute. Will the Winter Classic ever grace Charlotte, North?
No.
Why? Raleigh. Yeah. I can see them
Raleigh,
playing at NC State.
Not Charlotte, because Charlotte wants to be a big city really bad.
And I love how you put that. And you're so right. They're not. They're really not. Winter Classic
They're
this
like a high level, medium sized city, but they want to be a big city.
yeah, they do. They do. Winter Classic this for New Year's Day will be in Seattle at T-Mobile Park as the Kraken will host the Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights. Up top to Shane, your thoughts on this particular matchup in this particular city?
We sure the ice is going to survive long enough to actually host the rest of the game? I mean, usually Seattle's 45, 50 degrees out during that time of year with the rain that they have. They're going to be lucky if it actually survives, let alone they're able to play the full game. Every game we have had from Chicago to Boston, everywhere else has been cold enough to actually keep the ice. We sure it's going to last that long in Seattle?
And the one I went to in Chicago in 2014, snow actually came down during the game at Soldier Field. So it was a bad it was a bad view, but I enjoyed every bit of it, you know.
Oh yeah.
So that was fun. Let me go back. Let me go back down to Cool McCain and his Philadelphia Eagles. And I gotta tell this story. The Sunday of the NFC Championship, Cool messaged me, and all he said was, "Are you ready?" And my honest answer was no. And he goes, "Why not? This is a game that you called." And I said, "Hello, have you seen your defense?" And he starts laughing. My wife and I are getting settled. We're getting ready to watch the game. And my wife knows how nervous I get because, you know, she's got bad feet. So I would massage her feet. And when the game started, apparently, according to her, my massaging got intense. Because she made the comment to me, "I know when you're nervous about a game because you start digging in and massaging my feet." And then Hassan Reddick happened. And then I said, "Game over." And my wife said, "Well, it's not over yet. Did you see what happened to Brock Purdy?" And Cool, you saw the comment I made, "Hassan Chop." And I said, "Game over," right there. The Eagles got better courtesy of the draft when they took, I don't know, like 18 members of the Georgia Bulldogs and said, "Y'all are playing with us." But to be serious, did the Eagles fill all of the holes that they had on their defense and their offense?
So I would say you never fill all your holes, because even if you get a great group of draft prospects, everybody's not going to be ready for year one. Also, you always need another receiver in case somebody gets hurt. You always need another corner in case somebody gets hurt. You always need another lineman for your rotation. You know, you always need some hybrid guy that can play some safety in corner or linebacker and safety for you. So I wouldn't say all the holes are filled, but I feel that they did the best job possible up until now. The one thing we always know about the Eagles and Howie Roseman in the last few years is there's something else coming. You know, there's some rumblings about KJ Hamler maybe being traded to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a couple of guys out there at safety who may be leaving their team, who there's rumblings may be coming to the Eagles as well. So we'll see how everything plays out. But as of today, no, I don't think all the holes are filled. But I think we've replenished what we lost to some extent.
I feel the same.
Another player too.
I gotta chime in, man. I love my NFC East brother here, but he needs to stop acting like the rich just don't get rich with his team. He needs to stop acting a fool.
Wow, we lost a lot of people, bro. We lost a lot of people.
Like, oh, we need to fill this hole.
We do.
You had
we don't have another receiver wide
in your lap in the draft. I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear none of this. You over there laughing because you know it's true. Because you had Gibbs for, then you get Swift for what? For nothing. For nothing.
I'm not talking about running back. We could have running back. We could have running back. I didn't say anything about running back.
First of all, you just got to upgrade at running back with Swift. Okay. Let's not go there. Let's not go there. Then you lose one of your best defensive linemen to the 49ers, right? Right? You lose one of your best defensive linemen to the 49ers. And what happened in the draft? Oh,
Jalen Carter.
Just the best defensive lineman falls right into your lap. So I don't want to hear that. Oh, no, please stop with the bull, because it's all bull right now coming from you. Everything you over there.
So why is you basically saying the
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop lying. Always lying to me. You lying so much. You making it hard for me.
Yes.
We might have to start a rookie that's unproven on our offensive line. Right? Tyler Steen. You don't know what a rookie's going to do until they get out there and start playing against live competition. Besides our top 2 wide receivers, who do we have at wide receiver? We lost Pascal. I'm saying why there's holes. We got dudes like dudes just here
crying.
Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. What other wide receivers do you need?
If one of those guys, heaven forbid, one of those guys get hurt and misses games, who's going to step in and be down the other side?
And not true.
That's a good point. You need those things.
That is a good point. That is a good point. Depth is a good point. Depth is
or James Bradbury get hurt. Those are older guys. Both of those players are mature players. If one of those guys get hurt and misses games, who's going to step in as a proven commodity to take their place?
And not to mention you have
we're starting a rookie. Safety, we're starting a first-time starter, second-year player in linebacker and safety. Blankenship and N'Kobe Dean. These are guys that, they look good in small roles last year, but now we're going to expect them to step up and be starters in the place of CJ GJ.
Stop it.
And players. I'm saying that's not the same.
Look what Victor put. Look what Victor put. Stop the cap, okay? Stop it. Stop it, man. Let's stop. Like, then you had you had another gift.
What's wrong with Wild?
Oh God!
So here's what I want y'all to understand, right? Okay.
Y'all realize Vicalaw was a product of Cole. Y'all realize Vicalaw was a product of Cole Johnson, and now it's taken on a life of its own. Like other things that Cole Johnson has done, has taken on a life of its own.
Here's what I want y'all to understand, right? When you ask me about the Philadelphia Eagles, right?
Yes.
I'm not looking at who we think we're gonna beat this or that. I believe we're going back to the Super Bowl. So what do we need to beat the Kansas City Chiefs and the referees next year? So for that, we still got different things that we can
wait a minute. That take takes an absolute ridiculous big giant size.
You had a 14-point lead at halftime, man.
We did have a 14-point lead at halftime. We did. And guess what we had in the second half? The referees and the Chiefs. We allowed the Chiefs to be close enough for the referees to help us.
All the referees.
But if you don't say the referees gave him some calls, then you capping.
What did I unearth here? Did I open some old wounds?
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, you did.
That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna sit here, look me in my face, and say the referees didn't look out for the Chiefs in the second half, I'm gonna give you everything that is so much. Thank you. If you didn't see 4 blocks to the backs on that big kickoff return, then what were you watching? If you didn't see them call the play to make the ball at the end on a play that they let go the whole game, what were you watching? Now, was it Bradbury's fault for grabbing the dude? Yeah, but they let him do it the whole game. Then all of a sudden, when it may benefit the Eagles, we're going to make this one call on what we've been letting go the whole game. Let's act like those things didn't happen. Now, the Eagles just are you for real? The referees help them. And you can throw as many whatever you want up there, but you need to stop the capping if you don't want to tell the truth.
Cole, this show's done run off the rails, man.
That's all I got to
Completely
say
off
about
the
that.
rails.
So we need to
Snowman, what'd you bring me into today?
The referees
so
are basically
the referees
the referees are basically saying to you,
Know your damn role and shut your damn mouth.
And you know what I got to say to those same referees?
Oh,
I think it's in the words of Rick James, played by Dave Chappelle. It goes something about a couch and what you do to the couch. That's what I got to say to those referees.
F your couch. F your couch.
That's what I got to say to those referees.
Cole, you realize now you have to find that clip. You know that.
I know I can find that clip.
Fingers say to the face, slap. That's what I got to say to those referees too.
Lord
You for real.
In order to be able to make sure that we maintain enough of a lead, if we can get back to the Super Bowl next year, which is our expectation, we need to make sure that we're good at every position, that we have depth in case we have injuries, throughout the year, because you have to make sure that the refs can't turn the game for you if you're going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. And they're going to do everything they can to get them back to the Super Bowl because of the guy they have, one Patrick Mahomes, is who they love.
So basically, you're saying that the ownership should, the Eagles ownership should slide the referees a bunch of cash.
Hey, I didn't say that, but I would not be opposed.
You just did. Shut up. You just did.
I never said
Cole,
it.
I think that clip I sent you yesterday would be perfect.
Stop the damn cap. You just did.
I'm sorry,
Cole
Cole.
said that. I didn't say it.
You know I love
Cole,
you,
hit that clip for me.
Hey, listen, I didn't deny it,
Cool.
but I didn't say it.
Cool, you know I love you, but doggone it, that whole take is
Trays, 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 trays. Trays, 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 tray, trays, 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 trays.
Why, you gonna let him talk to you like that, man?
He's talking to you. He ain't talking to me.
He can't be talking to me.
He is. He's talking.
There's no way he can be talking to me.
He's talking to you.
There's no way he can be
He's talking about the Philadelphia. He's talking to you.
A high level of accuracy. Not accuracy. It was a high level of accuracy.
I didn't say that your takes were whack or a lie. I just said it was just trash.
Hey, that's a high level of accuracy. Okay, not accuracy, accuracy.
This is go accuracy. He said to go back and beat the Chiefs and the referees.
Breaking news.
Hey,
according to Cool McCain, there were referees in their help to win a Super Bowl this past February.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, ask the Cincinnati Bengals if what I'm saying is true. Okay? We're not the only team that the Chiefs and got a lot of favorable calls against in the playoffs and the Super Bowl.
All right,
we're not the only one.
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? So let's not pretend it's not a habitual thing that happens.
I'm sorry.
The referees come out with red.
There was an idiot that decided to push Patrick Mahomes when he saw both the Patrick Mahomes' feet on the out of bounds white chalk.
Right.
That has nothing to do with referees. That has everything to do with
I'm
him.
not talking about one play, sir. I'm talking about a habitual pattern. I'm not going to take the time to break it down, but it's a habitual pattern.
So now,
certain teams getting a little extra help from time to time to make sure that
Cool
they're in
is
certain
saying.
positions. And one of those teams is the
now
Kansas City
saying that the Cool is saying that the referees are habitual line steppers.
I am. And they got on Chiefs jerseys, Chiefs t-shirts, Chiefs boxers on their uniforms.
Habitual line
Man, I
steppers.
do not have a dog in this pony show.
Oh, I don't either. It's just hilarious to me.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Cole, pass the popcorn.
Yeah,
Like I
I
say,
definitely will do that, Shane.
Lots of
I said this
popcorn,
going
please.
into the Super Bowl. You could go back. I said it on this show going into the Super Bowl. If you're going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs, you're going to beat the Kansas City Chiefs and the referees. You do not allow Kansas City to have a chance. You do not allow the game to be close to the end, because if it is, something miraculous is going to happen, and the Chiefs are going to find a way to win. Where's the lie? Like Snowman says, where's the lie?
Actually, the phrase is "find the lie," but I'll accept "where's the lie" in this case.
Oh my!
Yes, you will, sir.
So you actually
It's a paraphrase, Coleman. It's a paraphrase.
Wait a minute. I got to push back and ask this. You actually believe that?
Breaking news.
Yes,
if I didn't
Cole.
believe it, sir, I would not have said it. I don't speak untruths.
Breaking news. Mr. Cool McCain believes that the referees have helped out the Kansas City Chiefs in their 2 Super Bowl wins.
As well as many playoff victories. And breaking news. There's people.
Eagles fan and Eagles players alike are still
Saul and T.
to the Kansas City Chiefs. Lord have mercy. Dolomite, what you got to say about that? Please tell me. Tell me what you got to say about that.
Bitch, are you for real?
Lord have mercy.
And this is after Cole gave me the compliment of staying on task. Let's take 2 minutes. When we come back, we'll try to get this show back on the rails, but I have a feeling it won't be. Back after this.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Hey everybody, Brian Snow here. Want to do some afternoon sports talk with me and be interactive? Also meet some great guests from every walk of life? Then tune in to The Brian Snow Show on CSTV and CSTVnow.com. Weekdays at 2 p.m. Come on aboard and enjoy the ride.
PK Tire Pro is your one-stop on-the-spot auto service headquarters for a complete line of quality tires and auto services. For years, we have provided the Stockton, California area with the latest products and unprecedented services for everything we sell. And for years, our customers have been coming back. Take a look around. If you don't find what you need, visit us in Stockton, California. From the latest and best in tire technology to the services required to keep your vehicle looking good and running great, PK Tire Pros can get you out on the road quickly and at an affordable price. Stop by soon to see why so many people consider PK Tire Pros to be the one-stop shop for all of their tire needs. At PK Tire Pros, our friendly and knowledgeable staff, quick and dependable service professionals, and affordable prices all come together to make driving out on a new set of tires easy. On top of that, we never tire of tires. Stop by and see us, and you'll be glad you did.
Oh dear.
This just in to the Snowman in the Morning news desk. The Eagles took and... to the Kansas City Chiefs 38-35 in February.
I like to slightly alter that statement. You said the
No.
Chiefs, but you forgot, and the refs. That's it. You just add that today. That statement is 100% accurate.
This just to the Snowman in the Morning News Desk. Cool McCain's take that the Eagles lost not only to the Chiefs but to the referees is seen by Cole Johnson as
Trays.
And Cole Johnson's take, the Cool's take, is trash. It's seen by Cool as the same thing. Snowman, can I ask you one question?
What the
one
hell?
question, and we can move on. One question.
What the hell? I'll ask the question for you. What the hell did I unearth here this morning?
Well, not that question. That's for you to decide. But this is a question I need to ask. So when your San Francisco 49ers lost in the Super Bowl, who did you lose to?
Kansas City.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Now, in the fourth quarter of that game, right?
Lord.
How many times, pivotal fourth quarter of that game, how many times did the referee call any type of holding penalty on the Kansas City Chiefs, even though they were mauling your defensive line, molesting them, pounding them, and treating them like they were in a battle royal? How many times did the ref call one penalty against this same Kansas City Chiefs team that Cole has the unmitigated call, the audacity to say that I'm not telling the truth? How many times, Snowman?
Now the offensive line is molesting defensive lines now.
How many times did they call the Snowman? How many times?
I counter that with this.
I got the perfect answer for you because you don't want to answer it. 0, zilch, nada. Not one.
I have a question in return.
Your team, after that game, your defensive line needed to go get counseling for being molested. Okay? And not one call was made. Why? Because they were playing the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes, LeBron, it is you. It has been you. It is you now. It will always be you.
Yes, referee. It is you. It has been you. It will always be you.
How long have you had this
the Super Bowl? How long have you played
out of you, man? Like
Tom Brady? Because they're going to teach for Tom Brady.
Super Bowl, right? This has been pent up since the Super Bowl, right?
That's all I'm saying. Tell me either one of those things. In the Super Bowl, the referees make sure that Pat Mahomes, whatever you want to call him, gets the dubs.
Oh, God.
I can't stop laughing.
Snowman, I came on here with a page of notes for today's show and I haven't been able to get to them yet.
I know.
The hell with it.
Bitch, please.
I apologize, Shane, Big Dog. I apologize. I'm going to.
The hell with it, man. This is more important. This is funnier.
This is something he had to get off his chest. This is something he had to get off his chest.
Time. Hold up. This is penalty flag on the field. He doesn't apologize for that. He's having too much fun.
For 5 months? Cool has had this in his chest for almost 5 months. Why?
Really?
He's had a lot of.
Wait a minute, because he really. Wait a minute. So he really didn't go off on my show after the Super Bowl, nor did he go off on his show after.
He was the perfect gentleman in defeat. I'm like,
I went slam off on my show, sir.
No,
what I'm not going to allow people to do is go back and change the past. We lost the game, but they helped. The 49ers lost the game, but the referees helped. This is a pattern with Mahomes in the Super Bowl, and I'm not going to allow people to say it's not a pattern. It is a pattern.
Well,
So
the
what
Eagles
you
hurt.
have to do
The Eagles hurt
is you
themselves
have
too,
to
though.
make sure there's enough of a gap where they can't influence the game. We did not do that, so we allowed the refs to do their thing. It's our fault.
Why does cool? Why does cool sound like Seth Rollins all of a sudden?
This just into the Snowman in the Morning news desk. The refs and the wet field have everything to do with the Kansas City Chiefs beating down the Philadelphia Eagles 38-35 in
I mean, I don't know what the definition of a beatdown is, but 38-35 is not my definition of a beatdown.
No, don't just.
I'm just going off the breaking news. I'm just correcting these absurd breaking news comments that we're getting here.
Mr. McCain. Wait, I can't even blame him because I asked the question of did his Eagles fill every position during the draft, and all of a sudden we take two left turns. And we're back in
Larry,
Arizona.
I just want to say the seriously, Larry, real quick, Snowman. The moon landing has nothing to do with NFL refs. But if they were there and it was Patrick Mahomes, then there would have been a penalty on the shadow to the other. And if there were aliens there and reference there, they would whatever they were doing before Mahomes.
Hold up. Wait. Larry, I love you for this.
That's who agrees with Larry. Nobody. That's who agrees with Larry.
Wait, Shane, can you show me the page of notes you had again, please?
Hang on. Full page of notes. Full page of notes.
Yes.
Ready, man.
You had a full page of notes.
And I feel like it's my fault. Actually, it's Wise's fault. Wise needs to apologize. It was Wise's fault. It wasn't my fault. It was my boy. Wise is my guy, but it was Wise's fault.
Why? Because you came on here crying? Because you came on here crying.
I made
crying like,
on what we need to try to win a Super Bowl. And you came up here talking about the rich and all that.
We were robbed of the Super Bowl. Nobody ain't mentioned nothing about those Super Bowl. You want to come on here and talk about we were robbed, the referees did
no, we weren't robbed. See, here's the thing. This is why you can't say something, y'all.
The Eagles got beat by the Chiefs, the referees, and the wet field.
No,
and let's not forget the bad cleats to go along with that wet field.
We both play on the same field.
You know
I ain't nothing about the field.
So you know
don't merge me with Brandon Graham. I ain't saying nothing about the field.
Oh, we was sliding everywhere.
Oh, I ain't saying
but Brandon Graham did.
I ain't saying nothing about that because both teams were sliding. I ain't saying nothing about that.
But Brandon Graham said something about that field.
Both teams play on the same field, but both teams didn't get refereed the same for the whole game.
Let me show something to Shane. Shane, here's my full page of notes. Matter of fact, 4 of them. One of these pages.
Okay. Man, just toss them. Toss them. We lost it.
You know who be putting up props like that? You know who be putting up props like that? President Orange. He be putting up props like that.
Oh, Lord. I did not think we was going to get a Donald Trump reference in Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
now,
props, Snowman, please.
Now it is truly.
Okay, give me this button, and Wise, I'm going to make you smile. We have yet another candidate for the f***ing moron of the year.
He said President Orange.
He brought President Orange into this conversation, y'all.
Not only did he bring him into the conversation, he made it work.
It worked.
It worked.
It worked beautifully.
Of course. I mean, how can you not make it work, man? This is Wise we're talking about.
True.
And the greatest thing about it, Wise looked into this camera and said it with a straight damn face.
Mm-hmm. Now you know how I feel every time I record Wise Mentality. A lot of these things he says a straight face, but it's absolutely hilarious.
With a straight face, like he did. Victor and I talked about Jason Fatlock yesterday. The same way he said, the same way Wise said, "quote Now you know what brings out bizarro Wise, Jason Whitlock, because it certainly brought it out of me yesterday, and I might have a part 2 to that later today."
Listen, Jason Whitlock is great.
What did I now?
We agree. We agree with that.
So serious, Larry.
Yes.
Serious, Larry. You throwing a lot of shots in the comments, buddy. But how about you come up on here and get some of this work? Since you want to throw some of this comments. You are an idiot.
Wait.
You are a fool. I don't care who you are. You don't want to promote, Larry. You don't want it. Don't ask for what you can't handle.
Has the hardcore Eagle fan been unearthed out of Cool McCain?
Don't do it, right? Don't do it, Larry.
Wow.
Don't start talking about
clapping back hard.
All you do is 2017. We're not talking about 2017. We're talking about Patrick Mahomes. Stop trying to bounce all over the place. Stop trying to be the troll comment. How about you meet me and let me destroy you, desecrate you, violate you, and treat you like the Kansas City Chiefs did the San Francisco 49ers linemen in the Super Bowl? How about you let me do that to you verbally?
Oh my God.
My man,
don't do it. I'm
saying, bring all that smoke.
He's going.
My man Cool is saying, bring all that smoke. Oh my God.
Bring all the smoke, y'all.
Seriously, Larry.
My man's doing a young
Snowman, I feel like Michael Cole and Pat McAfee at the commentary table watching a couple of jobbers go at it here.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what you don't want, Larry.
Just a minute. I brought Shane aboard and actually had notes on what we were going to talk about this morning. We got one of the main subjects in.
We got 2 minutes left on quiet. Go ahead.
You know what?
Oh man.
I got one of the subjects in. I bring in Cool because I see the harness across his chest. I see the hat. I greeted him properly. And then we go back to February in Phoenix, Arizona. And we've been in Phoenix, Arizona in February for the past 25 minutes. And we included a break in the middle of this. Wait a minute. I mean this jokingly, Cool. During the Cool, I mean this very jokingly. Even during the break, when the commercial was playing, I looked down in the green room and I see steam coming from Cool's ears with everything that he was talking about.
Flashback to mid-February.
He flashed back to February. He flashed back to February, and as I said, folks, we've been here about 25 minutes now. Now Cool's trying to keep a straight face. But during the break, he had steam coming from his ears. His eyes were beat bloodshot red. And then Larry decided to egg him on with all the comments he threw up today.
Yeah, Larry keep want to talk about 2017, and we talk about Patrick Mahomes. This clown up here trying to talk about something totally different.
Wait a minute.
We talking about Patrick Mahomes and Chiefs, and this clown talking about 2017.
Go, Cole. Read it.
All right. This Cool McCain hijacking is brought to you by Stick 'em Up Mercenary Services. Want to invade a segment? Hire Stick 'em Up Mercenary Services. Now available in Russia.
Oh!
And now the chat is dropping mics.
Oh man!
All right, so playmaker.
Oh God!
We celebrate the Nuggets until the Nuggets lose, but we're not talking about the Nuggets today. We're not talking about basketball. We're talking about football, right? So let me make this clear. Football is a different sport from basketball. The Denver Nuggets don't play in the NFL. Philadelphia Eagles don't play in the NBA. So right now we're focused on the NFL. So that's where we live in. If we want to go to the NBA, we can. We good for that all day.
The Eagles lost to the Chiefs.
Seriously, Larry, if you want to bring something to the conversation that we're having about the Chiefs and the Eagles, that's cool. If not, know your role, shut your mouth.
So the Eagles, the Super Bowl lost to the Chiefs.
And I've been
The
banned.
refs, bad cleats, wet field.
Cole, you really should have downloaded that clip I sent you yesterday, man. You really should have.
What else?
Say anything about a
Horrible
wet field.
second half.
You haven't
I
heard
know.
anything about a
I
wet field.
know. One of your players
But
on your
that's not me.
team did.
That's not me though.
That's not you.
That's not me.
That's you.
That's not.
I don't
Wait,
know the
whoa. Just a minute. That's
not you.
That's not you.
No.
Wait a minute.
I haven't said anything about the field. Have I said anything about the field?
I know you didn't say. I know you didn't say anything about the field.
Some Eagles fans did, and some Eagles players did.
I can't control what other Eagles fans say or do. I can't control what players say. I can only control what I say. And I can't
Why
control.
the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh. Stop fucking lying.
Not do anything in the slate. Today is the day. We were gonna talk about the NFL wanting to rid itself of people gambling for a whole season, like Alex Karras back in the '60s, but we didn't get a chance to talk about that.
Nope.
Because cool. Because cool. Because cool.
Oh
mentioned,
no! Oh no! Oh no!
So see what Larry. I see who Larry is. Larry is the guy who didn't have any friends in school.
Oh,
And,
this is
found
so
one
much
thing to
fun.
log on
This is
to,
gonna be so. We
which was,
have
the
a
editor,
new.
and he's just trying to ride that out. But Larry, it's okay, man. I understand you want to stay in the comments because you have to actually have rebuttals and good conversation and know what you're talking about when you get up here. But in the comments, you say just throw something and run away. So that's cool. You always have one of those around. Joking with Larry. But it's fine, man.
Don't be a serious Larry.
I mean, you know.
Man, this is like watching Cody and Dominic heading into Money in the Bank.
Yes.
And Larry's Dominic, by the way. Just so Larry's Dominic.
Wow.
Oh, I need that button. I need that button. I swear I'm going to lose it. Oh, God.
This is what happens when Dominic tries to slap you and run away. This is essentially Larry. Actually, Dominic's probably a tougher of a guy and more knowledgeable about wrestling than Larry is about sports.
I'll do this one. This Cool McCain therapy session was brought to you by Yellow Flag Psychologists. Sports fans, get it all out with a therapy session from Yellow Flag Psychologists. Coming soon, Portable Rage Room. Yellow Flag Psychologists.
Hey, Larry, say hi to Ben Simmons for me. I know that's your trainer.
Oh!
Man, wow.
Oh, and better yet, I know your other trainer is Joel Embiid.
Oh!
Oh my goodness.
And your mentor is Doc Rivers.
God.
So enjoy all that, buddy.
And your mentor is who?
Doc Rivers.
He's no longer the coach there.
He's
unemployed.
He's now Nick Nurse.
He said Doc Rivers. Good grief. Even my cat Pumpkin is running away from this massacre. Oh, I'm gonna need a second
Well,
round.
Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, and Doc Rivers are your guys. We understand.
We're going to need a third hour.
And Jerry Jones. And let's not forget, Jerry Jones is one of his heroes as well. So we understand.
See, I had Shane the whole hour with everything that we were going to talk about. I bring
like,
I bring Cool McCain.
I be acting like Hershey Walker at the debate.
Holding up that fake toy badge.
I got a plan. Like I had a plan. Like,
look at what I got at show and tell. Oh my gosh.
That's what he's doing right now. Like, yeah, I have one too.
Why? I love you, dear. I love you dearly. But for that comment and making me laugh, I mean this playfully, a whole lot of you.
Oh my gosh.
I love you. Brilliant. I love you, Wise, for that. See, now we've had 2 mentality clips worked into the show today.
And by the way,
we've had an
awesome show.
Very
If you
much.
haven't watched Mentality, y'all have to watch Mentality. Why snapping? And I love it.
Thank you, Cole.
I don't know.
Thank you,
I don't know if I could call one part of Mentality the best part of Mentality because the whole show is awesome.
Oh, listen,
But
it's,
then
it's,
you get to
it's
the
all
end.
cool, man. It's all cool.
You get to the end. You get to the end of it with Wise going completely ham on an entire city. I mean, when
I've been actually nice lately. I've been nice on Boston lately. I've been chilling. And we've because Cole's he's been filling up my plate with some great stuff. Like he's been putting out some real good stuff.
See, see, Cole has this evil intent at the end of the show. He has this evil. Intent. Yes, evil.
Oh, I got to hear this.
Evil in terms of breaking everybody up, breaking the audience up into 200,000 pieces, and having us grabbing our stomachs, holding our head because of a laugh headache, and walking out the room. When Cole, give me this button. When Cole says to the tune of quote, "Okay, Wise, do you have anything else before we sign off today?" Close quote.
I'm being polite. I'm being polite as the moderator of the show. I'm being polite.
Shut up. And stop the cap at the same time.
Wait, what am I supposed to? What's supposed to do? Just run through? Say, well, that's all the time we have. That's all. What I'm supposed to do?
Cole.
That's all, folks.
That's all.
So basically, I'm supposed to run through. I'm supposed to run through the end, and I say the bit that ends the show, and I only give Wise maybe 2 seconds to say F Boston, and that's it.
No, it don't end that way.
No, that's what I'm saying.
You got to all the build up. You got to give us a nice payoff. They do a great job.
Wait a minute. 2
Thank
seconds,
you.
nothing.
Thank you, Cole. Thank you, Cole.
2 seconds, nothing. It starts at 90 seconds. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. It starts at 90 seconds, but it's a lob and a slam dunk every time.
I can't help with the he picks the topics.
I know.
Like he'll ask me if I want something I want to talk about, and I'll be like,
But
yeah,
see-
how about this?
But see,
Yeah,
you
for the
two,
most part, he creeps into my head and he goes, all right,
mine too.
Wise is gonna, I know if I put this here, I'm hoping I get this reaction. And I tend to give him the reaction that he wants.
And you do. Almost every time you give me the exact reaction that I anticipate you're gonna give. Yeah.
Mr. Playmaker, I want to be a part of that show this afternoon since I'm going to call that game. Oh Lordy! And then, like I said, it's a perfect lob. And then he says, Cole says, "Do you have anything, Mr. Wise? Do you have anything else before we sign off today?" And then this evil smile creeps across Wise's face, and his eyes lights up like a Doberman pitcher who hears that key word.
Well, this last episode, I really was gonna behave, right? I was.
No, you weren't.
I went
No,
to
you
the
weren't.
entire show, and I didn't really even have my list of Bostonians that I was gonna.
The first time you didn't need a list. You did that off the dome.
And when Wise says that, when you watch the episode, you will see this to follow.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop lying. Always lying to me. You lying so much. You making it hard for me.
And then yes, I was lying to myself.
And then he goes right in on Bostonians.
I was lying to
Snowman,
myself.
get us out of here. Snowman, get us out of here before Amtrak investigates this train wreck.
We gotta go. Have a great day.
Bickala. He made me not be cool, Bickala. And Stick, I know I need to stop bullying people who aren't ready for it. You're right.
In the immortal words of
Cody needs to leave Dom alone. You're right. So I'm going to take your advice. Cody's going to leave Dom alone.
In the immortal words of Maury Povich, that is a lie. Let's get out of here. Brian Snow Show in a couple of hours. When I get the slate from Cole, it's going to go off the board anyway. Mike Debate for hour 2, Shane Lake for hour 1. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough, especially with the gentleman I have here. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. Mission Vegas, mission $1 billion in 2 years. We're out. See you tomorrow.
Go now.